Can I just tell you how happy I am that we are all here together again? It has been over a year since our show was all together. I'm not going to get all emotional. But, you know, we were formerly behind the Velvet Rope radio show. Now we are behind the Vibez radio and television show right here on Strong Island TV. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And I'm just super duper excited. Let me introduce myself. I am your host, Fabulous, the Fly. I'm a mom, an entrepreneur, and a model, and a radio and TV host. I am your girl, Miss Angela Perryman, but I could not do this phenomenal show without my phenomenal team, and I want to start right here. This is my super talent producer, Miss Betty Boo. Betty, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody. I'm Betty. I'm a model and a mom and an entrepreneur and all the things. So I'm really excited to be here on this amazing panel of hosts, and I hope you guys enjoy this new season. We've been looking so forward to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, I cannot kick the season off. Well, first let me just say, Betty, and now introducing Mr. Mac. These are our newbies to the show. Yay. You know, so welcome. Welcome. They dared to come here. So now they're here and they can never ever leave.
Accepted.
So I just want to welcome Mac, and this is going to be Mac. He is our neighborhood hope dealer. So Mac is going to be telling us all the positive things that are going on in the neighborhood. And so, Mac, introduce yourself and welcome to the show.
Yes. It's a pleasure to be on it. You know, I'm also going to be sprinkling some negative stuff too, but just to keep everybody right. My name is Mac. Born and raised New Yorker. From Staten Island, went to Stony Brook University. So I'm actually executive director for the Long Beach Martin Luther King Center, which is down the block. I'm also a nonprofit consultant as well as a social justice activist and a dad. So it's a pleasure to be on board.
Yes, welcome back, welcome. And of course, she's an OG from our second season. And she started out as a guest on the show and now has her own segment on the show called How You Lovin'. This is my model sister, my friend. Welcome back, the most beautiful author and the love after specialist, Miss Jacinth Headlam.
How you loving?
How you loving?
Hi. Thank you so much, Angela. Like she said, my name is Jacinth Headlam. I'm also a QVC on Air Talent, an author of the book Love After, an actress, film producer, a momager, a mompreneur, and I'm just that sister girlfriend in your head that's gonna tell you like it is. And yeah, I'm just here to let's grow and shed light and positive energy. It's all about the vibes.
It's all about the vibes. Yes, it's all about the new vibes. And not here in the studio, but always a part of our team. I want to give a big shout out to Pom and Bird of Ponzetta's Throne of Flavors. Their store is on 4928 Broad Street. They can't be here tonight, but they're going to hop in on our Zoom later on for a little Q&A. So Pom and Bird did not go anywhere. So guys, please don't fret. You'll get to talk to Bird. Everybody loves to talk to Bird. But when we come back, we are going to introduce our special guest host. You have seen him everywhere: magazines, television, social media, and I get to work with him personally right here on QVC. So when we come back, we're going to introduce our very special guest, Mark Peters, right after this. Yeah.
She's
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Vibes. I am your host, Ms. Angela Perryman, and we are back tonight, and we have a special guest for our relaunch of the show. Like I said before our commercial break, our show was off air for about a year, and now we are back, and we are Behind the Vibes, because we are a whole vibe. All of us are a whole vibe. And this, without further ado, I am so happy and just honored to have our special guest tonight. You've seen him working on QVC. He sells the best brand of jeans, which was featured on Oprah's Favorite Things. Please welcome in the talented, the loving, my friend, Mark Peters.
I'm so glad to be here. I am so glad to be part of your first show, and I have always caught your vibes, constantly, all of you. So, and Mac, it's so nice to meet you because I have had the pleasure of these other three amazing people in my life for a long time. So thrilled to be part of this show.
Yes. Thank you. So, Mark, before we get into our interview tonight, I wanted to talk to you, and I wanted you to give the folks a little background on you, because everybody knows you from Not Your Daughter's Jeans, but you've been in the fashion industry for a long time, honey.
A long, long time. So if you can imagine this, now I'm not that old, but you'll have to do the math. I've been in this business for 32 years. So I'm not 70. But I started really early back in the day with a company called Edison Brothers. So that was like Coda, Jeans West, Oak Tree in the day, and worked my way all through college with them, Tannery West, leather, and those things. And then I became, a stylist and worked with other companies like The Limited. For years, I worked with Mark Echo Enterprises for over 9 years. I ran all the operations for the Mark Echo stores all across the country. So Mark and Seth and I worked together for a long time. That was amazing because that was styling music artists. That was really a whole different vibe, right? That was a tremendous experience, just traveling with them and working with all those amazing artists. And then I transitioned to Kitson, which is, LA kind of pop culture, right? So know that very famous scene where we had Miss Spears come visit us in the middle of the night, shave her head, and a couple of other things, right? So, I had the pleasure of styling a lot of amazing people there, and truly some of the kindest people ever, too, that give back to the community. And then my transition really was to come to Not Your Daughter's Jeans, NYDJ, because as I was styling and working with all of these amazing women, I would look down at the jeans they had on, right, when we were putting on like a $5,000 Alexander McQueen, top or something, and I'd be like, "What are you wearing?" And the only jeans they would wear were NYDJ, Not Your Daughter's Jeans, because of how they fit and how fabulous they look in them. So, I've only worked with companies like, Echo, with Edison Brothers, The Limited, companies that really give back to communities, are community driven. And that, if we're in commerce, you need to make sure that you're also giving back to the people who are shopping and helping support your business.
Absolutely.
And NYDJ has a tremendous record for that. And it was such a perfect marriage. I really enjoyed it. I've now been with them going on over 9 years. I'll be with them 10 years soon. Wow. And it's everything you could imagine. It's really all women who design for women, giving back to the community. I'm one of the few men in it, and it's just because of what I do. Women open up to me and talk to me about what they need. But our organization gives back to micro economies all around, where we give to tons of charities like Souls for Souls and Souls for Clothes. Yes. We worked hand in hand with Oprah, traveling the country, giving back to communities. So we do everything from daycare to family care to I'm doing a Glam for Good charity for supporting Mary Alice and her team because of the fires in Colorado, where families lost everything. Right. So our company's donating thousands of units of clothing just so people can, literally have their lives pulled back together. And, I know sometimes you think about clothing, but it's an integral part to everyone's self-esteem and to their joy. It really is. And that's been my career for 32 years.
That is a blessing.
Yes, I started in my 20s. I used to always be the youngest guy out there breaking ground, and now I've aged into it.
You're still gracefully, darling. Very gracefully. Very gracefully. Yeah. And you know what, Mark? I have to commend you on that because not many companies can say that they do the humanitarian things that you guys are doing. So
No, yeah,
that's amazing.
not many do, and it's a turnoff for me. We don't want to do business with them. I never wanted to work for them, and so that was just something that was always true to my heart. And listen, along that path, I had a couple of stops at places that did not embrace that, and I didn't stay with them because if you don't embrace it, I think we've learned, my God, especially the last couple of years with this pandemic, it should be ingrained in your heart as a human being to start with. But if more than ever, we realized if you are not willing to touch the people around you and support the people that are literally giving you their hard-earned money, and you should want to be kind and generous every day of your life. That's how we all met. So,
amen. Yes.
So
yes.
So that's just the only way you'd ever want to be out here, I believe, and we know that's not the case everywhere. But that is our company's mission statement, and I'm proud of it.
And you guys rock it. And I have to say, I absolutely love working for your brand. Your brand, Renee's brand, you guys are absolutely like my favorite brands at the Q. And I can say that openly because I absolutely will always
and
work
Renee
for
and
you
I
guys.
are dear friends. So.
Yes. I mean, you
like
guys, and like your brand, when I put your jeans on and I go and sell that, I'm not like faking it. I really feel some type of way, like when I put those jeans on and I'm just like, oh yeah, I look really good. So it's not even a sell, it's just that my confidence goes from, I might be feeling like this and it's just like, put my jeans on, it's like, boop, and I'm like, oh, look at my booty, I look good. So.
Anything we can do, I mean, and thank you. I mean, it isn't trivial that clothing and kind words and thoughts and prayers and things can lift people's spirits, and and if we're just doing it through jeans, it's also through everything we design. That's where Estelle, Eileen, Jennifer, where the team comes from. These are all women we're testing, and they're all fabulous women like you. They have got families. They are working through all sorts of things every day of their lives. Their husbands are on front lines. Some of them are single mothers. Some of them have children that are going through a ton of stuff, and they get it. So when they're designing things, it's their creative release, and they love it. But they need it to be functional, and they need it to be part of a woman's confidence.
Absolutely.
And we're proud of it. It's in every stitch. So.
Yes, and I mean, and literally, you guys are on fire. And may I just say, that is my absolute favorite commercial from Not Your Daughter's Jeans from the time that y'all first came, because I was there for your launch. And I don't know if you remember, but we were on set, and that music came on, and I was dancing because it just made me so happy. So.
And all those women are activists. So we don't have enough time to go through each one, but everybody you saw in that video. Yeah, every single one, from rainforest to
she's incredible. Did you know?
Mothers to ageism, Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we hired them for that reason. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
a twin. She
really?
Is. Yeah. Yep. She I messaged her because I'm a twin mom, so I saw where she posted about it, and I was just like, man, that's amazing, and I just loved it. I thought that was just the coolest thing, and she's such an incredible woman and author.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it just warmed my heart. I was like, yay.
See, I just love that even more now. Even more.
No, everybody who's going to represent us has to represent more than us. They have to be giving back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we are all here for it, and trust me, Mark, anything that we can do, absolutely, you have our full-blown support behind the Vibez. We'll definitely support anything that Not Your Daughter's Jeans is participating in. Absolutely.
Well, you've got my support. Let's get into this.
And look, I know you're here. You are here tonight.
Good things. I am not the most exciting thing about this show, so let's hear it.
Well, speaking of which, we do have some other things coming up on the show, but Mark is not going anywhere. We're going to pick his brain. But when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to get into a segment with Mr. Mac and Mr. Mark. So stay tuned.
All right.
Because right here on Behind the Vibez.
She walks like she's on a mission. Everybody watching her move. Everybody paying attention. Mama ain't raised no fool. She's on fire. She's on fire.
welcome back. We are here with our special guest, Mark Peters. But before we dive more into some Mark Peters and Not Your Daughter's Jeans, we're going to have a moment with my man, Mac. So, Mac, tell us, what is going on in the neighborhood?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to wish everyone a happy Black History Month. Today's the first day of Black History Month.
Correct.
And unfortunately, I just heard some disturbing news today about over a dozen HBCUs recently received bomb threats to the point where they had to shut down. So like Howard, Spelman, Bethune-Cookman, and many others. Wow. So I just wanted to hear some feedback of like, what do you guys think? Like it's 2020 and we're still going through things like
2022.
this. 2022. I'm still stuck in 2020. It's crazy.
No, please, not 2020
So
again.
so I just want to hear some feedback.
Yeah. Okay, Betty, you want to chime in?
I just think that it's incredible in this age that people go out of their way to cause even more chaos than what we're already dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, in the social climate that we're in the health,
Right.
issues that are just everywhere. Like,
Right.
I think that everybody needs to focus a lot more on what's peaceful and what's good, and reach within to their communities to actually be helpful, and you know, a lot less of this, you know, and more mental health awareness. For sure.
Yes.
Mental
Yes.
health. This
Yeah,
is
I think
serious
that
out
mental
here.
health has a lot to do with these kind of issues.
Yes, absolutely. The
That's
mental
the
health
foundation.
issues that are going on right now in this country is just, it's sad. It's really sad.
Even Miss USA, she just committed suicide.
She was a friend of mine. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
that was a
my
friend of ours.
God.
Yeah.
I worked with her several times, so that
Oh,
was
you're so
so
sorry.
sorry.
working
Yeah.
abroad. Thank you. Yeah, but Mac, to your direct question, I'm just going to say I think there is no coincidence that it happened on the first day of Black History Month, and I think it's abhorrent and disgusting, and I think this is a true testament to the challenges we are facing as a nation. And I am someone who just, with every ounce of my body, will always defy people who are going to do such treacherous, stupid things. And I think that's what we have to do as a community. We have to all stand up, and we have to make sure that we're not going to allow this to happen. And you know, I lived in D.C. for years. I have many friends. Most of my friends graduated from Howard, and I think it's just really an awful, disgusting thing that all of these schools are being targeted. Whether it was just for the news of it or an actual target, you know, and I think we can't take any of that for granted. I think
Absolutely.
Yeah.
these despicable people got their message, right? So, but we're going to make sure that, I don't know, I'm sorry if I'm too political, but we just need to keep voting. We need to keep voting.
we need
and
to be
make
political.
sure-
No, we need
we got to
that.
keep voting, and we got to make sure that we do not allow these people to have any more of the shine. They need to be tracked down, found, and we need to make sure that we protect everybody we can. It's awful.
Yeah, I totally
Absolutely.
agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I also wanted to talk about like this recent case up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, with the young lady. Her name is Lauren Smith Fields. She went on a Bumble date, and the next day was found dead in her bedroom or something like that.
Yeah.
And it come to find out the guy might have had like ties to the police. And I don't know. I just thought that case was so crazy because it was like the parents found out 2 days later. Went to the home, found a used condom at the scene of the crime. After the police went, it was found a blood stain on the table. So like it was
Blood
pretty
stains
crazy.
and date rape drugs as well.
Yeah. And they never brought him in for questioning.
And they
nothing.
didn't. They
Nothing.
didn't bring any of that in entered into evidence either. They released him immediately and said that he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah. And
Wow.
he called his detective friend first, and 2 hours later, then called the cops.
You know how many nice guys are sitting in prison for doing really messed up things? A whole lot.
So
Ever met
sad.
Ted Bundy? Nice guy. Ever heard of
very nice,
Ted Bundy?
very nice looking too.
Nice, good-looking guy. Really sweet. I'm sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? As a person who has dated and dated online, it just makes you just even more cautious than what you already have to be.
Yeah.
Because you never know how well you actually know somebody, and you can never trust really what someone says. People's
Yeah.
actions are everything. What they say is nothing. It means nothing
Yeah.
nowadays,
As
especially.
if dating in
hard
2022 isn't hard enough.
I mean, yeah, because online dating is the new norm. You like, who is going out to the clubs and the lounge and going down in Trader Joe's? Just
In the
no
middle of
one
the
wants to have
pandemic.
conversations. You have your mask on. You're like 6 feet apart. I do not want to talk to you. I don't even know how you look under your mask. Like no one is
After
really
find out they
having.
vaccinated, just
Yeah, do you have
Your shot.
do you have your vaccination card?
For dessert, because this looks like it's going really well, and I just want to make sure I'm safe.
yeah. Now it's the boosters. It's pretty.
Do you
crazy
have
now.
your? Are you boosted?
Yes, absolutely.
That's the thing.
I need
no,
to
I
see your
mean-
card. Let me see your card. And then you're like looking at it to make sure it's not a fake, because the government chose white with black lettering, because that's not hard to duplicate at all.
And it's handwritten.
And it's handwritten.
And it's
Yeah.
handwritten.
Let's just sketch
There's
it
no
out.
stamps on it. There's
Magically
no
inserted.
engravements. Nothing.
There's no nothing. Okay.
Well, my heart goes out to her and her family, man.
It really
This
does.
is
Yes,
sad.
yes. Our
And-
deepest sympathies in regards to that.
Not even to seem accusatory, whether this gentleman did that or not. It is the police's job to do their due diligence to make sure
Absolutely.
that justice is brought to
And
this
that
woman
wasn't
if
done.
necessary.
Absolutely.
You know, period. And they
Absolutely.
clearly didn't. So
Drop the ball.
Drop the ball.
Do your
completely.
job. You got one job. Do your job.
Drop the ball completely. Drop the ball completely. Well, only thing I can say this is just for all of my single people out there who are dating,
Be
just stay
careful.
due diligent. Make sure you carry your tasers, your mace, and always protect yourself at all times. And I mean that in all seriousness.
I
Always
know for
protect yourself.
me too, like, when I was online dating, I made sure that my girlfriends knew where I was going.
Yes.
They had a picture of the person I was going on a date with. They had the address.
License
They
plate
had
number.
everything because I just was like, I was paranoid when I first entered the whole online dating thing, but I knew that was the new norm, so I had to get with the program because
Right.
But it seemed like with
wanted
this
to
case,
learn.
that wasn't even enough because it's like she was at her own home, and then
Yeah.
it was like the police.
And that's another
Yeah.
red
You're
flag.
not even
If you're
safe in your
online
own home.
dating, you never bring a stranger to your home. You
No.
always meet out in public. You go meet at a restaurant. You drive your own car.
Public setting.
You know, it's a public setting. You never bring someone into your personal setting.
and never leave your drinks unattended.
Unattended.
If
No.
I ever leave my drink unattended, I come back, I never drink it
Nope.
again.
Or just I order another one.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
I'd never drink my drink twice if I left it.
Well, I hope her family gets some justice for that because that is
Praise up, man.
that is truly sad. Truly
it
sad.
really is.
All right, Mac. Well, thank you so
Thank you for the
much.
current event.
Yes, so look,
Our
that is
neighborhood
our
hope dealer.
Oh, yes, he's our neighborhood hope dealer. So Mac is going to be dealing hopes and dreams and and helping
Hopefully,
you guys
spreading
out.
some more positive energy
Some
soon. I know
positive
today was pretty
messages.
heavy.
Yes. I know our first show.
But it's real because
Things have been heavy. Things have been heavy.
Yeah, right.
We can't act like it's not.
It's been heavy for the last couple of years.
These are things that we need to know because a lot of people don't watch the news, unfortunately, because it can be depressing. So when you
Right.
have these updates and current events, it's like, oh, I didn't know about the bombing.
And
Right, I didn't know about
any
it either.
kind of provocation for conversation and
Right.
things like that
It's the
is
real.
a good thing. People
yeah,
need to be
real.
talking right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this platform to open it up so that people can express how they feel, talk about the different issues that are going on. Because, a lot of people say that's off limits. I don't want to talk about
how do
politics
you
or
learn?
news. And it's like, well, if you don't talk about it, then you're just going to hold it in how you feel.
Yeah.
And that leads to other issues, and that leads to depression and anxiety. So, it's time that we do talk about things. Uncomfortable conversations are adult conversations.
Because that's how you learn, that's how you grow, that's how you evolve. Because when we talk about this online dating case that just happened, there's a lot of online daters out there.
Absolutely.
Learn from this
Learn from that.
situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And Mark, do not go anywhere because we're going to come back
I
with
won't.
Ann and we're going to dive into some fashion questions. We're going to dive into some business questions and some relationship questions because Jacinta's going to come back with some how you love it a little bit later on. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back with a segment with Ann and Mark.
She walk like she's on a mission. Everybody watching her move. Everybody paying attention. Mama ain't raised no fool. She's on fire.
We are back. We are back. So let's keep this train moving. Let's welcome back. Last season, Ann was our political analyst. This season, Ann is now a guest co-host, so she's going to be coming in doing some interviews. So welcome back, the beautiful, hey, my Josie Marin sister, the beautiful Miss Ann. Welcome back, ma'am.
Hi, girls. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good to see you.
So nice to see the new studio. Wow.
Right? We love it. We ask you're gonna have to take one trip up here and come to Long Island. You're gonna have to come to Long Island. We're gonna get some food and come do the show.
I'll come up. You know, I got a store at Roosevelt Field. I'm up there. So I'll come see you. Yeah.
I have to say, listening to you all talk about the single dating and dating apps, I'm so grateful that I've been married for 43 years.
Congratulations for 43 years of marriage.
That is a blessing.
ma'am.
Yes, that is a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go thank my husband after this. So, Mark, I have a question.
Yes.
I have been saving clothes from the 80s with big puffy sleeves and shoulder pads, and I think they're about to come back. What do you think?
They are back. Yes. So
Scary.
Yeah, they are back.
love
That
puffy
80s look and the
shoulders.
90s look is back. Do not give it up. In fact, enjoy it. And if you don't want to wear it, put it on Etsy and make some money, because let me tell you, it is the look. And even we're designing. We've done our own versions of like t-shirt dresses and things that are bigger and more voluminous, because that's really, part A, comfort. But yeah, so that 80s look, oddly enough, right? And the 90s look was kind of, a little more deconstructed. So it's coming back with a little twist. Yeah.
Well, the problem is that I think I looked good back then, but I tried one of the models and I looked like a linebacker. It is not a good look.
I think you gotta. I have to see it on you. You have to send me a picture, because I think it depends. But I do get it. I think that the new version, the 2022 version, is normalizing some shoulders, taking down a notch some of the extremism. But not on the couture end. No, because if you look at the couture runways right now, it's completely exactly what you're talking about out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So keep those clothes in.
Keep
I'm
on.
looking forward to it. I'll make my daughter wear the clothes. She'll look
Okay.
better.
We don't get them.
So, Mark, another question I have is, with this whole anti-fast fashion movement going on, do you feel that's affecting your business?
It isn't, because we have a great partnership with ThreadUp. So
you
ThreadUp
do?
is an organization,
Nice.
that when you purchase with us, you're able to gather anything from your closet, send it to ThreadUp. ThreadUp then takes it in and determines what they can resell or donate, because they also donate and do things out. And then they send you a voucher for your clothing. And then you can shop with us or shop anywhere else. But we're part of ThreadUp, so either online or in our own stores, you're able to do that. So, and I think specifically, there's a lot of great sustainable programs like ThreadUp. We're also doing our mission statement as a company. We will end this year at 50% fully sustainable as an organization. From our jeans
amazing,
to tops,
Mark.
all the fashion, and including our packaging. And
I
then
love
we
it.
hope by next year we'll be 100%. So it's a huge commitment for us. And I'll tell you, I think maybe, we're a little behind the curve, because there are other organizations that have done it faster, and we admit that, but we're thrilled that we're joining it and getting into it in this way.
amazing.
And for us, ThreadUp was the perfect organization to work with, because
Yeah, I've heard a lot about
it's
them.
lifting up communities and it's lifting up people. So it's not just being sustainable; it's supporting, communities across the country. So
You guys are on top of
amazing.
everything, it sounds like. This is
we try to be, especially when it comes to these kind of issues, because social issues and socioeconomic issues are important to us, and our consumer, whether she's young and fun and buying it, or someone who's been more established in her life, everyone wants to give back now, right? I mean, that's just really, I love that that's really crossing
Sustainability
all
is to be
ages and
black.
demographics, and everybody's so like-minded with it. So, listen, we have to work as a team to always do that, and we seek out organizations like ThreadUp that are really stand behind what they do, And they're impacting a lot of people in our industry. So we know that we can trust they're doing what they say they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
We vetted. Yeah, we love to get involved, but we vet. And then when we know that it's really happening, we put our money where our mouth is. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's wonderful.
So I love your jeans because they're so fitted, but fitted with a different body type in mind.
Sure.
And so for me, as I will face facts, I am a Medicare model. That
And it's so
hard to believe.
comical.
But
She's a hot
when I
Medicare
think about
model.
how women my age used to dress, and I just can't face that. But to see that fashion is considering the older woman much more so now.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
great. I mean, you see that, and you guys are doing that.
Well, for 19 years, we've been doing it. And the fun thing about it, Ann, is that it's caught up for us that it's multi-generational. So, you know, like, and Jacinth and everybody hears that, especially, you know, every show that we launch on QVC, to use as an example. But if you go to our site, you can really see it. We really, our average age, you're right, our primary demographic used to be like, you know, 48 to 55, 56, 65. But now we have a lot of women jumping in at like 30 because it's first time moms, and 28. And then,
I was
you know, when I'm
35.
in department
I loved
stores, we know we have a very big partner who's got pianos in all their stores, right? And so when I'm with them and I'm, you know, walking through or training or selling or just working with them as a client, there's a lot of moms who take their 17-year-old, their 14-year-old, their 16-year-old who's curvy, and takes them away from the TBD section and brings them to us because we've got the look, and at the same time we've got classic styles. She just needs her body to be fitted and feel confident.
Amen.
Because, you know, she throws on some other stuff and spends a lot of money on it, and it's uncomfortable, and she feels self-conscious.
Yep.
And that's not what our brand's about. I mean, we wouldn't exist.
You're keeping a lot of people away from sweatpants.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And we make sweatpants too. We have our whole rounds line. But but
That is my new favorite look. So
yeah, exactly. So our jeans, you can wear them, and they're just as comfortable. Absolutely.
right, exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah,
All
Mac, we need
right.
to make some for guys though. Mac, I haven't found the equivalent. I mean, because I have to shop, you know, for me, and I joke that please just make some for me because I can't find them. I have a couple of brands that I can find with the same kind of comfort for men. And you guys, it's
Right.
crazy. They're way expensive because men are just pretty much just, you know, jumping into our Levi's, which I own many, because there's not a lot of options for men.
If men
but
have
they are not,
booties,
but
they
they
don't
are
have
not
any more.
comfortable.
Yeah.
With
So,
Men
that.
option is so expensive though. Like especially
yeah.
like if you
Yeah.
think of like Fear
Yeah.
God sweats, those like
True story.
yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
husband has a rather decently sized back porch, and he has trouble finding jeans that fit his waist and his back
I know.
porch. So
we have a lot of people
it's-
asking us to make a men's line. Who knows?
you
One
got to
day.
make a men's line,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not your daddy's jeans.
Thank you so much for answering my questions, which I was really interested in hearing from you about. And I really congratulate you on having such a fabulous company that is looking holistically at the fashion world.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that.
And inclusively. That's what I love.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
That's
being inclusive is amazing. I love
Yes.
it.
Absolutely.
Well, Ann, thank you so much, my love. Mwah,
Thank
we're so
you.
glad to have you back. Amazing questions. Thank
Guys.
you. All right, you guys, stay tuned. We will be right back after this quick commercial break, and we're going to dive in with another segment with Mark and Betty Boo.
woo.
Anyway.
She walk like she's on a mission. Everybody watching her move. Everybody paying attention. Mama ain't raised no fool. She's on fire. She's on fire. She's on fire. Yeah, 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 yeah. She's on fire.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. This is Behind the Vibes. I want to welcome back with my team and our special guest, Mr. Mark Peters of Not Your Daughter's Jeans. So let's keep going with this interview. Next up, we have Miss Betty Boop. So Betty, what you got for Mark?
Fire away.
Okay, so I thought a while about what I really wanted to ask you. Because the first time I met you, you hugged me, and I was just like, I love this man's energy so much. And within the next 5 minutes, you were snapping the back of my jeans. And, that's not something that happens every day for me. So I think my question, given this beautiful career that you've had, what mistakes do you feel that you made along the way that you most cherish? Because there are mistakes and things that we wish we didn't do, but I want to know what mistakes you made in your career and in your life, period, that looking back, you're like, I'm so glad I did that. And that it wasn't,
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, I worked for a company once that was a mistake. And the mistake was, it was so filled with unbelievably spoiled, superficial, wealthy, entitled people that it sucked the life out of me. And though it was a tremendously valuable experience on a lot of levels, that was the highest learning I got, because I looked at these people who any of us and all of us would say, don't they have everything? Don't they have everything? And they were miserable people.
Wow.
And they made sure other people were miserable. And even though I had amazing parents and great things and a beautiful life, and of course we've all had horrible things happen, and friends that have passed away and life troubles, and not always been able to pay a bill and have to turn off a few things. I've lived a life, I have been there. I had already, I thought, processed all of that knowledge. But once I was in that situation again, it was almost like it was suffocating me. But it led me to the release of going on and moving on to something more amazing. And it helped me remember why I value surrounding myself with positive people, people with intent, people who want to give kindness and push it forward. And that hug that you get, that's been the hardest thing of this pandemic, to switch gears, is a lot of that energy that I had. You can't do those things anymore. So you got to learn to hug with your eyes and hug with your voice and hug with your the rest of your energy.
Virtual hug.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like a parade in Westchester and just hug,
So
hug all the people.
That would be my biggest mistake, but biggest learning. It catapulted me forward.
You discovered the price of your piece, and you weren't willing to pay it. So that's
And
beautiful.
listen, I'm me, and you all know me. So and I grew up in Texas, and I was me in Texas, and I was me as a little boy in Texas.
Exactly.
And as a proud gay man, I will tell you that was not something that was easy to do as a child.
Right.
And I was lucky that I had amazing parents and amazing friends, which I still have to today. That we were a small community that put up the fight and dealt with it. And that was another thing. Like, that was a big setback early on. I'm not wired that way. I think you know me. And I was never brought up that way. My parents never allowed me to think there was nothing I couldn't do, and didn't accept me for who I am. So regardless of the situation, through faith, through work, through business, through anything, whenever I am challenged with that, and that's someone's inability to embrace me, I do what we know is right, and I just wish them all the peace and love in the world and move on, because you don't need them in your life if they can't embrace who you are. And nothing should ever hold you back. And that applies to everybody, not just my personal life story. I think everybody can take from that.
Absolutely. That's perfect.
So those are the two things. And the one happened to me really early as a young kid, but you adapt and you move. And the rest, professionally, you forget. But, once you face those people and you see them, you're like, really? Oof, the worst of the worst. Let's surround ourselves with the best of the best. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Look.
Thank you for sharing
Beautiful.
that.
Mwah.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Okay, Mark. So we have a segment here with my girl Jasim called "How You Lovin'," and so we're gonna go right into her segment because we're getting a little low on time. So Jasim, what do you have to ask from a "How You Lovin'" from Mark. And Mark, how long you been married?
26 years.
Wow. 26 years.
Yeah.
Lost the bet, darling. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so girl, make it good. Right? Make it good. No pressure.
I would say, okay, well, first of all, Mark, 26 years, congratulations. What would you say are some of your advice for singles or people who are dating or just becoming boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, how do you last for 26 years? What is that magic potion?
Well, I think you actually have to love the person. So I think you have to just really, honestly, we are in love. We're in love every day. We're in love through anything that life has handed us, and it's mutual. So love is important, and I think that sometimes in our lives, it's quick to settle for what you think is love. So make sure that you really love it and test those things, and that comes from how people really make you feel here in your heart and that they care to make you feel good. If you have that butterfly, right, that they're not the right person or they're not treating you well or they're not that right one, trust that instinct and get away from it and look for the love. So we've been in love from the moment we locked eyes. And I had thought I had been in love before. So I knew that immediately. And the other one is laughter. For us particularly, he is a hilarious person, and the laughter has always got us through some of the hardest times in our life. And we've had just as many tragedies and things and loves and laughs that everybody's had, but we have sustained and will continue to because we truly love each other and we laugh.
Nice. And for those who don't know how to, because some people don't know how to identify love, it's not about just feeling butterflies and the rainbows, because that's fireworks that can come. Let me tell you, love is selflessness. Mm-hmm. It's sacrifice. Mm-hmm. It's dying to self, and whatever it comes with compromising, because sometimes when I say die to self, you have to put away things that's selfish, meaning that things that's just all about me, myself, and I, and what's best for the union, the couple. Is it contributing to our mission as a family, as a couple, as a, So love is an action word. It's a verb. So you can have somebody telling you, baby, I love you so much, I promise you I love you. But if their action is not an example of love is patient, love is kind. It does not keep record of wrong. It's not boastful, it's not envious. If someone's action is not an example of love and they don't make you feel like you're worthy, they're not kind to you, then that's not, I don't care how much somebody tell you they love you.
You're right, Jason.
And make sure it's not coming from a narcissistic.
When I use the word love, it's how I identify it, but it is not, the word itself is not love. You're absolutely right. It is everything you just said, and it is the energy you feel off that person. And you're right. And it's innate. Like you care, you want to do something for them. You want to be there for them. You want to everything about your whole universe is about wanting your universe to grow together and to thrive, and it does become innate, and you're right. It's when people say it's work, I don't know. I don't use that word. I just think for me, and I'm not, some people, they can use that word, but for me, it's not, I don't feel like it's work. It's always, but there has to be effort. And I think there has to be, so there's always effort involved, and you have to, and we're all very busy people. So you're all a lot busier than me because I don't have children running around. So I admire you so much, but you have to learn how to turn and just focus. And sometimes for us, that's the hard thing too, is that you have to remember, while we're doing all this glamorous stuff, right? And we're working and we're doing all sorts of things. They're there. Like you have to stop and say, no, I need my time.
My husband often said that he felt like I was on this journey, and that for a while he was being left behind. And he's like, I couldn't. And what lets me know that he loves me is because he wanted me to keep going. In spite of himself
feeling like that.
Feeling that way, he wanted me to continue to thrive and succeed and do well. And he was full of this pride. When he talked about it, it wasn't like he said, I feel like I'm being left behind. He's like, I feel like I'm back here. And look at you, And
love, honey.
Yeah, and it's that ego death.
But I think we need to ask Ann, because Ann trumps everybody.
Ann! How you doing?
How are you doing it, Ann? You describe
How
it.
you love it?
Very positive. No, I think part of it is that I learned early on not to, if I was unhappy about something, I started to look at myself and think, is this the easy way to blame him for whatever I'm going through? Or should I be looking at myself and thinking that because I have this strong, supportive, loving partner, so it must be, I need to work on myself. And so I think when you're in a marriage, if you both work together and try to grow together and look at and be able to look at yourselves and your own motivations and what's going on instead of automatically thinking that you're unhappy with the person you're with. So
Very insightful.
and I think
Absolutely.
sometimes are hard. And and you just have made a commitment that you're going to go through it together.
Yeah.
I love that.
And laugh.
And I'm like, everyone watching should take advice because Mark's been married for 26 years, and you've been married for how long?
43.
43. And Betty, you've been married for how long?
8 years.
8 years. Yes. Yes. So for all of my single people or people contemplating relationships, listen to these people.
And wildly in love.
And they're all wildly in love
Wildly
with
in
their
love.
spouses.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
we-
Right. Oh,
But you know what? I think Ann said it too, and Jacinth, you said it very clearly. You got to love yourself. So, you know,
First.
listen,
Oh, yeah.
we've been lucky enough to find our partners in life that, you know, we are just so happy to have, but, you know, we're not defined by that. You have to, I have a lot of single friends, and I have a lot of single friends over 50. And I tell them all the time, like, you know, love yourself, because that, and they do. And that's how they survive things like, I mean, come on, there's a lot of people that have come through this pandemic. That's been a tough thing. If you don't love yourself or have people that love you, sometimes your friendships and the love with them is even more important than your spouses.
Absolutely.
That's
These are
major. I
different
think,
times.
like you said, loving yourself, it sounds so cliche and so easier said than done. But when you don't love yourself, you're constantly going to be looking for everyone to make you feel validated or to make you happy. And it's like, no, you want to come as two whole individuals just doing life together. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you don't have to be like a burden or weight. You know, life is already hard. It's already going to throw you challenges as a couple. I'm telling you, it's going to be times when you can't afford certain bills. It's going to be times when, you know, you got to find balance. But, you know, when you're two whole individual that you love yourself, it's beautiful. You come together and it's just do
And it's
life
so much
together.
better to be a choice than a requirement.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That part. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so educated. I know. I got some smart friends. I love my friends. They're so intelligent.
We love you.
Yeah,
I
right?
love y'all. It's just great. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. So we got about 2 minutes left. So, Ann, any final thoughts?
I'm just going to say congratulations to you, Angela. You're on a path, and you're doing it. And I'm so proud of you, being your QVC mother, I think. And Mark, what a treat to be with you and have such a great conversation. And to Jacinth and Betty and Mac, how great that you're on board. This is so much fun.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Ann.
much.
Okay, really quickly, Mark, any last comments? Oh my God, thank you so much, first of all, for doing the show tonight. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule.
You do not have to thank me. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor, and I just enjoyed this so much. And everyone right here on this screen, I just wish the best too, because I can feel the energy, I can feel the light, and I think you've got so much you're going to offer all of you out there to the viewing public. I know what you offer all the time. I get to feel it, even if it's through a DM or just a phone call. But it's fabulous that you're doing this on such a bigger scope. So keep putting good energy out there. The world needs it more than ever. So keep it going.
Oh, I think of my heart to my heart. Thank you. Betty, any last remarks? Goodbye.
I just want to tell everybody how grateful I am for allowing me to be here and for appreciating my insight and my thoughts in such a manner that you thought that other people might appreciate them.
Absolutely.
And Mark and Ann, thank you guys so much. I've thoroughly enjoyed speaking with both of you, and you're wonderful human beings, and just I'm so glad.
Matt.
Yeah, I just want to echo everything that everyone is saying. Mark and Ann for coming on board, and I'm actually really excited to be on board and just bringing my expertise to this table. And yeah, I'm
We are
excited for the
happy
show.
to have you. And of course, my girl, how you loving? Welcome back. Yes.
I'm just going to echo what everyone is saying. This is an amazing Happy New Year. May this year be your best year yet. And just, don't be so hard on yourself. Learn to celebrate yourself, the small victories. Yeah. I think my word for 2022 is celebrate your wins. I don't care how small it is.
Yes.
With social media, we're so used to the feeling of comparison or what's that? The syndrome where you don't feel like you belong. Imposter syndrome.
Yes.
You're constantly comparing yourself, and it's crazy. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate yourself, man, for real.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I just want to say again, thank you again. This was an amazing relaunch. Yes, our show is back. So thank you all for tuning in. Check us out again. We are on the first and the third Tuesdays at 8 p.m. right here on Strong Island TV. And remember, you guys, when you got a tribe like this, you do the tribe work, and what? The